we were just sitting on the porch, The sun was shining, and the winds and the rain picked up at around 7:30. We jumped up, we were afraid, so we jumped up and we went inside. The door had a blind over it, like these blinds down here, and when I opened it, the wind just took it and just pulled it off the hinges. The window broke, which caused the wind to rush through the house. I lost my windows, everything throughout, because I had furniture down the hallway too that I couldn't fit in the room, aquariums and nightstands and stuff. And all that stuff, you could just see it going down the hallway, just flying down the hallway. And I was like, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? How long is this gonna last? When the storm ended, it was like a parade. It was like one huge big parade just going on, and then the end. You could just see it leaving. It passed at the end at about 7:30, but we got out on the streets about 9. A lot of people still rebuilding. The people that live in public housing, they left because they didn't have anywhere to go. The public housing may have got like 8 to 9 foot of water in those units. The water was ground level. It had resided from 12, 13 feet. We got about 12 foot of water up there. Houses that just had fallen in. The sign, her original sign, Selena's Blue Room, had broken and had flown in our yard. That's the first thing I noticed when I came outside the next morning before we left out. The first thing I noticed, I looked and I seen that sign, and that sign was laying right there in the middle, right in front of that truck. And that sign had been up there over 40 years. And to see that sign laying on the ground, and me as a little kid, 8, 9, 10 years old, walking through here and seeing the sign and the beautiful blue colored bulbs, I said, it's over. It's all over with, The island had such a big stench to it. Real big stench. I mean, you could walk out your front door, you could probably sit in the house and smell it. The stench of decaying meat. When the water resided, the mulch was about this thick all over the streets. Now that's not the street, this is the street here, but that's the mulch. People were lined up on 45 to get back in, and then they would put on your car LL. The LL was abbreviation for look and leave. They would let you come on the island to look, I guess salvage what you can, and leave. I guess they were trying to protect people's property, safety reasons and stuff like that. They declared martial law after 6 o'clock, which when it got dark, nobody was allowed on the streets. You could sit on your porch, we can come out in our yard, but we couldn't go to that street. Because they said it'd be 17 days without lights, no water, no power. The electricity was so bad, so ruined, you just can't turn your power back on. Some places had to be rewired. They had power companies from out of state, from Oklahoma, coming down to Texas, here in Galveston, helping to get the power back on. And I was like, I can't do it without no lights. The National Guard was giving out food and water and stuff, and giving us newspapers so we could see what was going on, because we didn't have no type of communication. They were talking about evacuating us. Now, the evacuation site was Ball High School, the public high school here. So we packed up a little bag, with our identification and, a couple of clothes and stuff. Got to Broadway right here, there's a big old boat sitting in the middle of in the median of Broadway. There are a lot of boats up and down 45, We get a block to the school, and I can see in the distance thousands of people. They were evacuating them, in the bus loads. Kids crying, people without shoes, people in night clothes. People was distraught. And I told my boyfriend, my partner, I said, no, I can't do it. Right after the hurricane, everybody got together and they bonded, and they were asking, do you need help? Do you need somewhere to stay? And there was a bond with everybody, you know. Everybody came together, all races, creed, backgrounds came together, you know. People with money, people without money. We're all equal then. And everybody helped, you know. People that you may see in the grocery store that you've never spoken to, you spoke to them during that time, or they helped you during that time.